Welcome to the MD Solutions Optimax Training Series. In this session, we will discuss setting up the schedule in Optimax. Scheduling appointments in Optimax is a very simple process once the layout and options have been set to fit your practice's workflow. The appointment schedule is accessed through Schedule and Visits in the navigation panel. Appointments have two different views: the scheduler view, which mimics a calendar, and the grid view, that will allow you to see appointments in a list view. Both views have a default view that can be customized to the user's preference. Now, let's get started with how to set the display on the scheduler view. If you right-click on the time ruler, you can select Change View To see the various ways that the appointments will appear on the screen. For instance, you can view a single day or the entire work week. You can also set your appointment time intervals. Mostly this is set by 15-minute intervals to see each quarter hour, but it is the user's preference on how that is set. Now, if you click on Tools and go to Settings, here you can see the scheduler options. You can set which times are visible, which is typically the hours of operations. Here we have it set from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can set the group by. If none is selected, there will be no grouping on the scheduler. You won't be able to see which resource the patient is scheduled with unless you open the details of an appointment. If date is selected, you will see the date with the resources grouped below. And if resource is selected, you will see the resource with the dates grouped below. If there are multiple resources or providers, they can be linked to the schedule so you can see all of the schedules at one time. Any changes that you make in the settings, you will need to close and reopen the scheduler to see all of your changes. Now, let's look at the grid view. This view can also be customized to your preference and is done in the same fashion you would customize all other list views in Optimax. For more information on how to customize your list views, review this session, Basic List View Customization. Now let's quickly review the appointment statuses. These are already predefined in the system with color coding, so there really isn't a need to change these, but you can change the colors if necessary. Next, let's look at resources. Resources are anyone who would be performing the appointment and/or the location where the appointment would take place, a specific room, a doctor, etc. Within the detail view of the resource, you can set the work schedule and assign a specific color if you wish. Finally, let's take a look at the visit reasons. These will need to be set up per your workflow and the types of appointments you would be scheduling. For example, you can set a visit reason as a new patient. You will need to provide the name for the visit reason. You can provide it a color, and you'll need to set the default length for the appointment. You can create as many of these visit reasons as necessary. Now that you have the basic setup for the scheduler, be sure to review the next session, How to Use the Optimax RCM Schedule.